the 0 Hour itself made some news this week. Last week, I wrote a piece for the Huffington Post and ourfuture.org about House of Cards, about fictional President Frank Underwood's crazy plan to gut Social Security and Medicare and create jobs with the money. And I explained what was flawed in that thinking. And we discovered that, in fact, a consultant to that episode worked for and was a co-founder of Third Way, the Wall Street funded group that has polluted the Democratic Party in the public discourse. Now, we wrote that piece about the real life Frank Underwoods, the people who are the equivalent of Underwood, who, by the way, less need we mention, is a sociopath, in our piece. Now, it got quite a bit of attention, and Neil Cavuto on Fox News devoted an entire segment to going after it. Neil, who I've been on his show, actually, Neil said a fictional character on a fictional TV show fictionally toys with the idea of cutting entitlements, and viewers go seriously nuts. Now, where do we say? And then, of course, there were the midgets on Twitter went crazy in response and described what I had written as panic rage. One of them said, "No, I was neither panicked nor enraged. I was merely pointing out that the illogic used by Frank Underwood is the same illogic used by those who would cut Social Security rather than expand it." Now, come on. First of all, let me start with this. Come on, Neil. You know that if House of Cards used its plot line in order to promote some sort of liberal idea you thought was crazy, you'd go out of your mind. You know that. So don't pretend that just because something's fictional, Neil, that you don't think it's worth talking about, and don't exaggerate my responses. Now, I will give Neil credit for some things. He said that I was a good writer. He said that doesn't stop Huffington Post contributor Richard Eskow from getting really riled. Richard, you're a great writer, but it's a TV show. Well, thank you, Neil. And I must say, when I was on your show, you were a very gracious host, and I appreciate that too. And I know that Underwood isn't really president. In fact, if you read my piece, Neil, I think you'll find that I actually say that Underwood isn't president. I think I even say that it's a fictional program that hired real people as consultants and repeated the rhetoric of real people while not being real itself. I think I even said that Frank Underwood, while a fictional character, was being portrayed as a brave truth teller, and that the brave truths he was telling were actually the same old lies that are being fed to us by the corporate-funded right and the corporate-funded so-called center, represented by corporate Democrats. So I think we know that. Now, he says, Neil also says, this is just something a fake character is discussing on a fake show that not even on that fake show he has a serious chance of passing. Okay, Neil, I'll make you a deal. The next time a liberal character on a liberal show proposes a liberal program, I guess you're not going to say anything about it, are you? Okay, now, he says our financial house of cards is real, very real. Now, what does that mean? Social Security is entirely self-funded, so it can't contribute to the deficit. That is something that is codified by law. So I don't know what Neil's talking about, but I do know this. His political positions are, dare I say it, fictional. Now, in some other news for the week before we let you go, I do want to let you know that the elitist dating website we covered once before, which is only for the world's best-looking single people, has dumped more than 3,000 members because it says they have let themselves go. Beautifulpeople.com has said that people whose appearance no longer comes up to, quote, the rigorous standards expected of their exclusive community were being dropped. Now, of course, they say if you make yourselves beautiful again, we'll think about letting you back in. Now, other news, the world's oldest mummies, which have been perfectly preserved for nearly 7,000 years, are turning into black ooze. Why? Researchers suspect that global warming is allowing strange microbial things to happen to them, which is destroying these wonderful archaeological finds. Also, a spacecraft. You know, it's funny, people don't report on this exciting science stuff. A spacecraft reached the dwarf planet Ceres, and is CERES, and is going to be telling us more about that in the weeks and months to come. And let's see, do I have anything else to tell you? No, I think that's basically it, except to say that one of the founders of The Simpsons, Sam Simon, who left the show in 1993 over creative differences, has passed away. He was a very funny and brilliant man, created a funny and brilliant show, and he will be missed. I am Richard RJ Eskow, and this is your random news from the 0 Hour.